momentous day as a result of the recent strong weekly closes, folks, and this week is essentially the start of a historic week. What is going to happen then? Let's get ready. Let's discuss each of these resources. First off, is an XRP going to blow the world away tomorrow? Many of these delicacies are brewing about men. XRP holders, take note, tomorrow will be incredible. Correct. I have no idea why this is the case. However, I'll be ready for anything right now. I'll get ready for any Weights 1 activities. I'll also get ready for some wonderful news. Simply because of the recent tariff events, people, that's right, those might be coming from Crypto Bitlord more frequently than not. Everything is about to take a drastic turn. You'll cry because you're so high. You'll be in complete shock when you wake up and look at your portfolio. Many will be admitted to hospitals. Imagine being in such bliss that your body shuts down when you try to breathe. You will earn $50 million overnight. Is that even feasible? Indeed it is, and I'm not even joking. Though it depends on your banks and how much you hold, I'm not sure about 50 million. Some will clearly earn significantly less, while others will earn more. The charts are the sole reason for this. Alright, so we will discuss the charts here shortly, but first this week we had important occurrences. Alright, the Fed's interest rate decision on Wednesday is the most important of the group. Alright, that's a huge one since additional pumps will be coming soon if they just maintain rates, which is essentially what they're probably going to do, guys. We might see a final surge when the Fed announces that it will reduce, but that's all. Users of the FMC Polymarket estimate that there is a 95% likelihood that the Fed won't alter its rate decrease this Wednesday. Alright, so the Fed's July decision with no change is 94% people. That's what the market is betting on, correct? Most people are betting. That is really bullish for markets, isn't it? The Fed won't alter its position at this time. For this reason, we will just continue to rise for the entire month of August until they make a cut. Just so you know, people are betting on this. Guys, they're genuinely risking their money and hoping they win their wager. Alright, and many of them are suggesting that Wednesday won't bring any change. Alright, this is the Fed Watch tool. The real market believes that nothing has changed as of this Wednesday. Rates will be held, and it's probable that nothing will change even in September. Despite the fact that I notice about 60% of people think it's a cut, they're going to keep rates constant. That's how it's always been. But then things change. To avoid cuts, most likely they will eventually cut in October. The black swan hits maybe around the top, but that's just my view, not for every location. The White House continues to tweet and repost that President Trump negotiated a significant and impactful trade agreement between the US and the EU today. The EU plans to open markets to the US, spend $600 billion in the US and buy $750 billion in US energy. Take a look. More tariff agreements and agreements between these nations would be great for markets and provide greater confidence. According to Howard Lutnick, one of the world's largest economies was just opened by President Trump. For the first time ever, the European Union will fully embrace American industrial and automotive standards and open its $20 trillion market. It will also spend $600 billion in America and buy $750 billion in energy from us. All things considered, our tariff will be set at 15%. Correct. Guys, today was undoubtedly a historic day. However, this will be reflected in the markets as it has already done, as breaking the S&P 500 futures opens above $6,600, following President Trump's announcement of a trade agreement between the NACC and Europe for the first time ever. So guys, stocks aren't stopping. It seems like they are constantly rising in altitude. They adore these men and what's going on with the outside world, don't they? As I have stated, if equities continue to rise, cryptocurrency will have to follow. Cryptos will arrive here very soon, even if they are the latecomers. It is already moving. In the next 3 days, this might be the trigger. In 3 days, the White House will publish a report on the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Guys, it's over. Correct. We will learn more about the strategic reserve of Bitcoin in the United States. Correct. What is their strategy for obtaining Bitcoin? After that is public knowledge. Bitcoin will take off. 3 days then. That's really strange. That's Wednesday. Then. Correct. The Fed's decision is on Wednesday. Right. Whoa. I will say it again. They will pump the S out of these currencies. I'm serious. Alright, Wednesday. As we speak, time is running out. This is going to be a big story this week, so get ready. Get ready. We will rise far higher than anyone anticipates because of this. We will likely witness heights and wealth that we have never seen before. I assure you. The meme "never forget" is a common reference point for tulip bubbles from QE Infinity. But what do they actually do first? You can see how insane and depressing the tulip fever bubble is. Guys, that just went up, right? You do realize that's a real parabola, don't you? This is the best it can get. You can see how it began slowly. Then all I want is for things to happen as quickly as possible. It simply moved at an accelerating rate. Correct. Take a look at the peak. That's exactly how Bitcoin is likely to behave. Ethereum, XRP, and anything else. I take it that's before the collapse and that's during it, when everything goes down. Therefore now is the time for you to get filthy rich. Guys, we're most likely going to pump this week. Here $4 is most likely on the table. XRP is nearly certain to confirm or initiate a daily bullish divergence of some kind, has already been proven for the daily and 12-hourly time frames. We're going to pump, guys. Then, alright, we're going to pump, and now we're quite positive about Bitcoin. It was verified. It was just confirmed by a bullish divergence of some kind. Alright, from examining this Bitcoin daily, close from this point on, validates the recovery of the 10 SMA and hidden bullish divergence. The pricing were greater from here to here. However, there was a positive divergence of some kind, and the indicator was lower. A hidden bullish divergence is present. Alright, people, it was just confirmed, so it will likely push up. Alright, it will push this week, which will cause everything else to push up. Keep in mind the same thing with USCT. It is being triggered. As of tomorrow evening, it has not been confirmed. It will be verified. However, there is a bearish divergence on the daily that is about to happen, which is a sort of hidden bearish divergence. However, keep in mind that we need to be below 4.27, and we are. Will you take a look at it? The line is below us. Assuming we look at this and watch this, let's Google. That's exactly the line. We're beneath it, guys. These are going to pump a ton of money into our cryptocurrency. Ethos is also doing quite well. And then take a look at this for USC supremacy. Guys, I'm talking about Bitcoin supremacy. All coin charts are included here. What must we be beneath? Let's see. We must be below 60.8%. Correct. We're nearly there. Guys, it's almost time for the real season to start below this area. All we have to do is drop below this pivot. Alright, it will most likely occur this week as well. When it does, and it begins to fall, it will hold. As resistance, use this weekly moving average. Well, if it continues to decline, this will act as resistance. The season will thereafter start 100 to 1000x. It's going to get really filthy. The M2 money supply is expanding skyward, and Bitcoin will follow. It's unavoidable. Correct. M2 money, M2 global money supply. Liquidity is shown here by the yellow line, and the orange is Bitcoin. People. In essence, the yellow line has exploded to levels never before thought possible, and if Bitcoin were to follow, it would actually catch up. Are you all able to see that? That's crazy. This implies that Bitcoin will reach 150k within a few months at most. Michael Saylor says, hey, tomorrow I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. Alright, so it all started with $250 million in Bitcoin. Guys, liquidity will be pouring in to support everything. Ethereum and alt season from Minnesota. If we cross this mark, cryptocurrency will be the most significant event in 4 years. It's really strange that Ethereum is on the verge of crossing the key barrier that has kept it stable for the past 4 years, since 2022, and that it coincides with Bitcoin. Dominance chart, They're on vital assistance. Guys, it's going to break it. We are going to blow up. I am no longer joking. Correct. We're going to blow up. Alt season is about to begin on Ethereum. 4 years of resistance. That is, I take it you know what happened to XRP. Had a lot of opposition over several years. Correct. It was much longer. Alright, so that's what happened to XRP. But this was much longer. Yes, what was the duration of this? 6 years or so, I believe. You guys are capable of calculation, but I'm not really convinced. So guys, it's going to blow up with ETH. 4 years, about 2 years have passed.